Hey, it says we're live.
Hey, hello, Badger Nation. We got a crew today. All right.
We got nobody, which is very rare. Usually, everybody's coming on at 6. That's right. We usually start on time when we have a bunch of people here.
Yeah.
We started early. Surprise!
There we go.
All right, guys, come on, everybody, jump on here. Names, there we go.
They're starting to come on.
Awesome. Names, put your names in the comments. Tell us where you guys are at. Hashtag support bikers if you're on the map. We got some Hey Badgers coming on here. Jackie's on here, Motorcycle Mama. Hey, sweetie. How you doing, sweetie? She's probably out riding today. So as you come on here, who can guess who these guys are?
Well, doesn't it say their names?
No, I don't see the names that are showing up there, but maybe when because you've got the little comments on.
All right. Yeah, there we go. Motorcycle Showcase. What's up, guys? Hi, Motorcycle Showcase. What's up, Motorcycle Mom? All right. There we go. The Three Stooges. Nice.
No. She should be on here too. Wasn't she on the trip with you guys?
All right. Australian on deck. Karen. There's Karen with her hashtag support bikers. Good job, Karen.
The responses in the group. Get on the map. Like new people come on board. He's like, get on the map.
Carla from West Virginia. Awesome. Well, we've got lots of people here, so let's get the party started.
Yeah, so we've got the Baggers and Brew Crew in the house. So if you haven't met them yet, well, you're going to tonight. All right, so let you guys introduce yourselves, give your AKAs and everything. Yeah, so Austin, start first.
Hi, everybody. Austin here, over in Jersey, Baggers and Brews. I ride a 13 Road King CVO. These awesome, awesome crew that I have, family really. You know, we go out and about and enjoy life on two wheels. So.
And then, okay, and then we got George in the house.
What's up, everybody? I'm George, part of this crew. Also from Jersey, lifelong Jersey resident, unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on how you look at it. And I have a 2018 Road Glide.
All right.
Just made the trip to and from Sturgis like the rest of these guys.
All right, we got Bert.
Hey, what's up, everybody? My name's Bert, or The Beard on Instagram. I ride a 2016 Road Glide Special. I've been riding about 7 years, and yeah, I'm linked in with these two knuckleheads, so we have a good time.
If you guys will go in the chat, put on there your Instagram so people can find you on Instagram, put on the YouTube channel, put it all in the chat for everybody to see.
George looks like me. He's got some sun today.
Yeah, it's that time of year you forget the sunscreen, and that's it, man.
What did I say? I was sun-kissed after yesterday's trip. I was like, it just went out and got a tan. I tan easily, so.
Northern Arizona in the house.
Oh, snap.
All right. Michigan.
Michigan. Fourth Stooge.
Fourth Stooge. All right. G-Paw and G-Ma are here. All right.
What's up, Johnny?
And I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce that, so. What's up?
Whoa.
All
right.
An English name.
So one of you did a fat tire kit to your bike, right?
That would be me. Yes.
How do you like it, man?
I absolutely love how the bike feels with the fat tire kit. The stability, the balance, everything about it, the whole geometry of the bike changed when I put that fat tire on. A lot of people said that once you put that tire on, the turns and everything feel different. Feels like you have to push into them more. I actually believe the opposite. It feels like it just wants to take the corner on its own. It really, and being that such a fat tire, the angle of the bike cuts in a lot faster, and the exit out of the turn is just so much more stable. So I love the Fat Tire kit on it, and the looks are phenomenal on it too.
Well, the look I really like. I do. So that's why I was wondering about that. I had when I worked at Harley, a buddy of mine, we were going to bike night, and he took out the Breakout, and this was like a year or two after the Breakout came out. He'd never ridden a wide back tire bike, and he hated it. He's like, I can't control it. It's hard to ride. So I wondered if changing it to the Fat Tire on the Bagger would affect that. So that's cool.
Yeah, it didn't at all. It actually, I think it amplified the agility of the bike. It's got a lot more rubber to grip. You feel the turn a lot more, and I think it's a lot more stable. It's an excellent upgrade. Probably the best one I've done.
Fantastic. Awesome. And then how about you guys? What are you guys modified on your bikes?
George?
Got some Clockworks 14-inch clip hangers was the newest addition, and also a Clockworks windshield, the smoked Sport Tour. Other than that, Harley hammock seat, which is probably the best thing. That hammock seat is really amazing. Some highway pegs from Zero, and turn signals all around the LEDs from Zero as well.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So.
All right, DeBeard, what'd you do to yours?
I haven't done anything to mine. I bought it pretty much the way I liked it for the most part, and I added a Clockworks windshield and a couple little accessories, but I haven't done anything major. I'm hoping to do suspension this winter. But,
are you going with Legends, or what are you doing?
Probably. I mean, that's what I'm leaning towards right now. So we'll see. Hopefully I'll get that done this winter. But yeah, unlike these guys, I haven't done squat but ride it.
That's pretty much what we do. We buy them, we ride the wheels off of them, and but one of the best parts of owning a Harley specifically is making it your own. So that's really cool.
I bought my Corbin seat, and I don't like it. I liked it on my Honda, but then I bought it for my Harley, and it's just not the same.
Oh man!
Dang it!
The scary thing about buying a seat, and that was one of my big reasons I went with the hammock, because I could demo it. I mean, there are a couple other seats out there in the market, but you can't demo them.
You can't demo it. Yeah.
We are actually going to meet a company here soon, and they let you use it for 2 weeks. And then if you don't like it, you can send it back.
Yeah.
So hopefully we can find more details and tell people about it, because that's a big deal.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why we went with the Corbin, because she had it on her Honda before and really loved it.
Mm-hmm.
So we're like, if you loved it on there, it's going to be about the same on the Harley. It wasn't.
I took a 4,500 mile trip on each bike. I can tell you.
Yeah.
Wow.
So these guys, well, by their name, Baggers and Brews, they like their beer, and they like to go from place to place.
Yeah.
So jump on their channel if you are a brew drinker too.
Well, if you like motorcycles or beer, they have the perfect channel for you.
Yeah.
I don't know how you go wrong with that.
I'm on here to talk about Sturgis, because they went to Sturgis.
So this was your first time, right? To Sturgis?
Yeah.
Yes.
So
hopefully not the last.
Right? Is this going to be like an annual thing? Have you guys?
No.
Absolutely not.
No, not annual. Maybe like every round number or something like that. Not annual. I personally have too many other things I want to do and not enough vacation time. So
right.
There's other rides and other things out there I want to see. So, but I definitely want to get back. The Black Hills were amazing, and I have to ride those again. But who knows when? Maybe a couple of years.
Got the T-shirt.
Yep. Got it. I told myself I'm only going to get the poker chips. I ended up with a shirt from every stop that I went to. I came back with like 11 shirts. I'm like, what was I thinking?
The question is, how many poker chips did you get?
Actual poker chips, I think we got 5 from 5 dealers, and we ended up getting two from. I ended up getting two from Sick Boy and one other one.
Oh,
So-
he's got his stack right there.
They're right here. I haven't put them up here in this thing yet.
Ah,
So
do you have room up in there?
I can't even get the stack together.
Yeah, a couple spots.
A couple spots.
all right, well, we'll start with Austin. What was if you had to pick one thing that was your favorite part of your Sturgis trip, what would it be?
Favorite part of my Sturgis trip would have to be the ride that we did. Probably I think it was the last day that we rode there, and it's the road going into Wyoming, in the southern part of Wyoming. It was the views, the calm feeling that the views give to you. It was just an amazing road. And then getting into the actual hills part by where the Jewel Cave, I think it was. That part there, it was just a windy road, nice, soft, and easy, with an awesome mountain range to the left and to the right. I think that's
Jewel Cave.
Yeah, I believe that's what it was. And then we did the Spearfish Canyon. That part there was great. That's probably my highlight of the whole trip, because I never thought of Wyoming being.
That's two different things, dude.
What's that?
That was two different things, man.
What's a different day? I thought we went through Spearfish coming back.
Man.
That was the big loop that we did. Okay, so clearly I have all my days mixed up, so I loved it all.
Which means, yeah, exactly. You loved it.
It was all great.
It was all great.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, George, what would you say your favorite piece was?
Listen, we went through Custer State Park, and we had an experience of an absolute lifetime. We were surrounded by buffalo. There were hundreds of buffalo everywhere. There were buffalo crossing the damn road. There were buffalo. It was insane. And, I mean, not only did we get to do that as a group, but we had Brian and Heather, the Blacktop Devils, with us that day. And, they had been to Sturgis this was their 13th, I think, or 13th or 14th, and have been through a number of times and never seen anything like that. So,
oh, wow. I'm glad I wasn't there.
It was, you can watch the video. I mean, I put a lot of buffalo footage in that video.
Yeah, go check the video out.
That we put up, but they were big, they were close, and Bert even got separated from the pack. I think they were trying to herd him up. They thought
I was with my pack.
You were lost.
My peoples.
So, I mean, that was just. I mean, it's to experience something like that was just awesome.
All this stuff about buffalo, I think Mama Badger's got buffalo phobia. She's like, I don't want to be around any buffalo.
Listen, don't get off the bike and pet the fluffy cows. I mean,
right? One lady tried that, right?
She did, and they ripped the pants right off that woman.
That won't be me.
All right, Bert, what would you say your favorite was?
So if I'm gonna pick a day, it would be we got there on Sunday, and that Monday, which is pretty much the day George is talking about, we headed out from the house and we hit Crazy Horse, we hit Mount Rushmore, and we did Iron Mountain Road, and we did the Custer area that he's talking about where we saw the buffalo. So as a day, all of that together, plus it was with the Blacktops, as a whole day, that was just amazing. Like, we fit so much into one day. We did a lot of riding, a lot of great scenery, played with the buffalo, saw Mount Rushmore. So as a day, that would be my favorite part of it. But if I was going to narrow it down to just like one piece of road, it would be Spearfish Canyon. That was a different day, but that was at the end of the day when we went to see Devil's Tower. It was a short, it was only like half hour, 45 minutes of riding, if that, but it was amazing, and you're only doing like 30 miles an hour through this canyon, but the views just breathtaking. It was beautiful. So that like, if it was just narrowing it down to one road, that stretch of road was amazing.
I mean, you go to Sturgis, to experience and being around a bunch of bikers, but everybody just talks about, the the
riding.
the riding, the
That's all
actual like scenery and places you get to go.
Yeah, the reality is, I mean, the rally's awesome, and if you want to party and all that, that's awesome. It's there. But if you're not into that, go to the Black Hills like during the summer when the rally's not going on, and just ride the Black Hills because it's amazing. I mean, I haven't been everywhere. I have a lot of places I still want to go, but so far that's the most phenomenal scenery and roads, and you got the big sweeping turns if you're into that, and then you got a couple of roads like Iron Mountain and Needles that are more technical if you like that. Like it's got everything, and the scenery and the wildlife. So if you don't want to deal with all the bikers and the partying, just go some other time during the summer.
Come check it out.
Just don't go this time of year because it's like already snowing.
Yeah.
Oh, no kidding. That's absolutely.
Is the hail? Is there like a season of hail too?
Yeah, in the summer we got lucky. We missed that. We didn't hit any hail.
So that was going to be my next question for you guys. So we've got your favorite part. What was your least favorite part? Was there anything that happened you're like, man, I wish we'd have missed that, or did everything just go smoothly and great?
Man.
Least favorite part was coming out of Ohio through Illinois into Chicago.
That's it.
Right.
I mean, that was it because you know what? The toll booths didn't work. Austin had parts flying off his bike. John had the oil light. I mean, that was if there was any point of the trip, I mean, and it wasn't even really a low point because we just all rolled with it. But I mean, if that was the point of the trip,
that was leaving.
Those toll booths were a pain in. They were
going. That was going.
That was going. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
we had about 3 hours of rain we had to do coming back, but I mean, if you're talking about a 14-day road trip on the bikes and we hit about a total of 3.5 hours worth of rain.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Really complain.
What's awesome.
All right. So I have one. But it's not the worst one, but we went through 5 miles plus of dirt road. And the only part I didn't like about it was the fact that you could chew the dirt and afterwards you're talking, it's like it's crunching in your mouth.
So you were in the back.
It's not bad.
You were following.
It was pretty bad.
George missed out on that.
Yeah, I dodged that bullet.
So I heard you guys say parts were falling off of bikes. Who lost what?
Who lost the most part? Austin.
I did, yeah. My floorboard, it has the inlay for the arrow. What's it called? The spear floorboards has that metal inlay in the side. We hit a bump that literally threw everybody about 2 feet up in the air. And when it came down, Fort Stooge actually comes up next to me. He goes, "Something flew off your bike." I'm like, "What?" So as soon as I looked down, I saw what it was, and it was that metal inlay in the floorboard. It just, the welds broke off and whoop, gone.
Did you guys lose a camera too? Was it that trip when you guys took off?
That also happened on Austin's bike.
Well,
wasn't that like first day or something? Or yeah.
It crashed.
Right now, we had a rock hit a GoPro lens and cracked the lens. Fortunately, and this is why I do like the GoPro 7s. We just ordered a new lens, and Amazon had it there a day later. If you had an 8 or a 9, you'd have been stuck. You'd have been stuck for the trip. So
okay, so you guys had the wives in the paddy wagon behind you, following you guys along, which it was hilarious to like watch them and their videos and stuff in the back. So if they're around, bring them in too. Or like, I don't want to be the only girl in here. Like if they're off camera.
I think they're on the set.
I want to know what their thoughts and what they were thinking of the trip too.
Hey, I want to give a quick shout out to Cycle Fanatics is in the side chat. That's who we went riding today with, John from Cycle Fanatics. Great dude. If you guys aren't following his channel, Cycle Fanatics with an X at the end. Go check him out. He rides a road glide, and he lives up in North Jersey, a couple hours from us. Really good dude, man. So if you're not subscribed to his channel already, go check it out.
Yeah, guys, for everybody on here that has a YouTube channel, Facebook, whatever, post it in the side chat so people can find it.
Yeah,
right?
many people jump on here and afterwards they go back to their channels and they're like, "Hey, I got some subs." So let's help each other out. So what's his name on here? Where is he at? That I'm not seeing.
Cycle Fanatics.
He's on the Cycle Fanatics.
My last chat there. Yep.
He's up there. And yeah, Mark there, he rode with us today too. He's a buddy of mine.
Hey, Mark.
But the wives, I think, going back to the wives, I think most of them are, I don't know about Stacy, but I think they're in the side chat.
I believe Stacy is in the
So
side.
they can jump in next to you. Grab a seat, girls. Come on.
I'm sure
Come on.
she probably doesn't look good enough to get on, according to her.
I didn't do a damn thing.
There's Cycle Fanatics.
Ah, there we go.
There he is.
Girls, I didn't do anything. Seriously, I'm like,
Me neither.
I don't care. We went right in and sweated our asses off too. And for some reason, my forehead, my everything was just wet from today.
So we went to a swap meet, and at our local Harley dealership, which I took a picture and posted on Instagram of our local Harley dealership. We couldn't find a freaking parking spot. It's insane how many people hang out there on a weekend. It's just like a mini rally every weekend.
Mm-hmm.
But Mama Badger found lots of stuff.
Good.
That's kind of like the same situation I have. I take her along, and she buys more than I do.
Well, before I left the house, I was like, okay, anything that can go along with our dragon collection. Skulls. I'm going to start collecting skulls. And the other one was like those cool, like metal motorcycles.
Yeah.
And what I do, we go there, and there wasn't that many booths.
Probably 8 or 10 vendors there for the swap.
And Mom was walking around. We got caught, and we were talking to people, and then she went up. She's like, Angela. She's like, come here. So I go over, and she takes me to this one booth, and in that booth was a dragon riding a motorcycle.
Nice.
A cool-looking skull and a metal motorcycle. I was like, well, what do you know? $25 later. I'm like,
so yeah, I'm over there talking to one of the guys from the dealership. Turn around, she's got hands full of stuff. I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah.
I had all the cash, and I'm like, how'd you pay for that? Her mom bought it.
I just gave her my cash the other day, so I'm like, she's like, well, I got the cash you gave me.
Yeah, I would have gone with the dragon on the motorcycle for sure. That's a one for me.
I know, it was so cool. I mean, it's missing a handlebar, but I'm like, oh,
she's like, I'll put it up against the wall. They'll never see that.
It's cool looking, like it isn't cheapy looking or anything. It's cool looking. So I'm like, okay.
I've not seen him before from Ireland. What's up? It's late there.
Yeah.
No.
Early. Is it late or early?
It's 3 hours difference. So
only 3 hours? So it's 10 o'clock there? 11 o'clock?
Right, Karen?
It was longer
Right,
later.
Maybe it's 5 hours? Maybe it's 5 hours. No, 5 hours?
5 sounds like
no idea.
Welcome.
Oh, there it is.
Carol's on here. Straw Dog. Let's see. Carol.
Oh, Carol's in Jersey too.
Carol's from Jersey too. Jersey. Carol.
South or north, it makes a difference.
Oh, is Smutty on here?
Smutty was here.
Taylor ham or pork roll?
Yeah.
Carol. Taylor ham.
Oh,
Or
that's the question.
Just after midnight. So yeah.
Due
5
to
hours.
your channels.
What's up, Maurice?
Awesome. Go sub. If you got a channel, put it on here.
Yes, that's the other thing. Everybody be putting your channels and stuff on here so that people can find it in the side chat.
So big shout out to these guys because when we put supportbikers.com together, you're looking at part of our advisory board. These guys have helped us out with that website and put it together. So thank you so much. Big help. Needs the feedback. need your support. You guys have been awesome. So thank you.
Thank you.
Big time.
Thank you. It's an awesome concept. And it's a great website. So,
And it's grown like crazy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, and I really predict this next year we're going to spend even more time focusing on it. So hopefully it grows even more and becomes a resource for bikers. You know, it's like I've always said, I get questions all the time of where do I get this, or how do I get this, or who do I shop with? And, you know, it's nice to be like, just go to support bikers and punch in, you know, seats. And you can find people or whatever. So that's the ultimate goal.
So just today, I was in the group, and somebody had posted that this was their second accident. And so he was doing a shout out to a motorcycle shop, and they do transport. And I'm like, so of course I'm replying, I'm like, get them on the map, because if we're passing through that area, something happens and we need them. It would be nice to, you know, be able to reach out to them. So.
Tow companies should be a big thing, right? Because not all tow companies will actually will tow a motorcycle.
Yeah.
True.
So, you know, having one that you know will tow in that area would be fantastic. What a great resource. When nobody wants to break down, but things happen, right? So it would be nice.
Or you're in your buddy's closed-in trailer holding your bike up.
The Motorcycle Showcase posted, "Does Central Jersey exist?" And
You're a line in the sand, right? You're either here or you're here.
That's right.
I mean, on a map you could point to the middle of the state, but culturally there's a dividing line. Yep.
So I'm going to be calling out to you guys too, because my daughter wants to go to a college there in New York, Jersey. They picked out like 5 different ones. So I'm going to be like picking you guys' brains just to know the area and what's around and airports and all that stuff. So I'll be reaching out to you guys.
Yeah, hit us up.
Because I have no clue. Born in Cali, moved to the Midwest, down here at that territory, uncharted.
Oh, wow.
Oh, there's Karen. Hey, Strawdog, you on the map? He lives in Ireland. You can hunt him down.
Motorcycle Showcase might not be on that. Yeah. Is North Jersey still a part of the state? Well, we wish it wasn't, Bodine. I got to be honest. we wish it wasn't. We'd like to take 195 and just cut it in half and bid adieu to you know, any exit above what maybe like 120. So
Parkway, eight on the turnpike.
Shout out to Bodine. We were on their live stream. There's 3 of them: Bodine, Bronco Ride, and Harley Day Rider. They had us on. Good dudes. So if you guys aren't subscribed to them, again, 3 more channels, 3 good dudes. If you want to go check them out.
Yes. So Bodine, if you'll put a link to you guys, that would be great, so people can.
Yeah, you just jumped on, so he needs to know. Put it in there. And in fact, with Walt in PA, he put out a video today. So we gave him a bunch of airtime. I went and mowed, came back and showered. So got him some watch hours. But yeah, he was talking about Bodine and the 2 other gentlemen, which I hadn't heard of before. So cool that they're doing what they're doing.
They do a nice live cast on Sunday night. I mean, it's very organized. I'm pretty sure doing it weekly at this point.
Weekly, they rotate whose channel it's on every week.
So
between the 3 of them,
I like it.
Very organized. It's good. It's a good show.
That is, I guess that's one thing I would make really clear to everybody that watches any of our live streams or anything. We will never get on to you for promoting yourself. So I know some places are like, you know, don't promote yourself on we will never be that way. We are all about supporting you and promoting you. So you come on our stuff and you promote the hell out of yourself. Because that's what it's all about. So just to get that out there.
There's a lot of Facebook pages like that get all bent out of shape when you do that. But I'm like, for me, I'm like, there's a lot of things I wouldn't have known about or pages and channels or different Facebook pages I wouldn't have ever known about if they didn't promote themselves, you know?
Yep.
Well, my thought is, if you are a biker page and I post something that's about bikes, why does it matter? I mean, it's about bikes. Now, if I post something that's random and not about bikes, that I get, right?
Right.
But if it's got bikes in it, then it's a damn biker page. Come on. And honestly, what I post is more real than, the supermodel laying over the chopper, right? I mean, that's a lot of people like to post that, and a lot of people like that, but I mean, that's not, to me, that's not,
right?
it's not real, right? But yeah, you're right. So we will always be, you promote yourself.
I mean, when we release the new video, I'll go and any of the motorcycle pages that I'm on Facebook, I'll go and I'll post the link in there. Some of them have a problem with it and they'll delete it, but I mean, it's motorcycle. Yes. Are we promoting ourselves? Yes, we are. I mean, somebody has to, but it's motorcycle related. I mean, we're riding and it's for their entertainment. So I don't get the problem, but
I mean, if they really want to go that route, then if I post a picture of Harley Davidson, I'm promoting Harley Davidson or Honda or whatever. So, I mean, that would be my opinion. Anything I post is promoting something.
Yeah.
So
true story. Mike's. Nice.
Mics and Sprite?
Mix?
You got to water down the mics? Like, what's happening?
What's like a mimosa in the afternoon or something?
I have no idea.
I like to put Sprite with almost anything.
Right. Yeah, get a beer, so pour Sprite in it. What do you guys are? So you guys are Baggers and Brews. So what brews are you guys drinking tonight?
Cane Overhead, a New Jersey brewery a little north of us that we have been to. They make a lot of good beers. It's an Imperial IPA.
All right, so for somebody that knows nothing about beer, IPA is
IPA Pale Ale.
Pale Ale.
Is what it's called. There's a historical backstory to that I'm sure George could explain better than me, but what an IPA actually is. I just like to say.
Okay, I got you. It just sounds good. All right, Austin, what are you drinking?
I am drinking peanut butter shake from Westbrook, which is a North Carolina brewery. Yep, it tastes just like peanut butter. It's a very smooth drinking type beer. It's a 7%. But these are what they call the milkshake type IPAs. They have a nice, deep, rich color to them. And this one in particular is pretty thick, so it's nice.
Is it desserty though? Is it one that you can drink a lot of, or just a couple?
Well, with this one here in particular, I can drink probably the whole 4-pack with no issues. Not like the deep fried ice cream stout. This one drinks very nice. Drinks like an IPA.
Nice.
And I'm drinking orange cream. See if we can get it there.
There you go.
Bolero Snort.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the same style. It's a milkshake IPA like Austin's drinking, except it's got a lot of orange in it. And to make these milkshake IPAs, they put lactose in them, which is an unfermentable milk sugar, and that makes them real creamy like a milkshake. It gives them a real creamy. So if you're lactose intolerant, that wouldn't be a good beer for you. No, if you're lactose intolerant, you're probably not drinking milkshake IPAs. No.
How are you paying the price?
But milkshake IPAs they're a funny thing because most people think IPAs and they think bitter. And when they see IPA, they, especially women, I know that they will not order, I don't want the bitter beer. I don't want the hoppy beer. And these milkshake IPAs, they're not bitter at all. The ones that we've had. I don't know how that one is, Austin. This one isn't bitter at all.
There is no bitter to this whatsoever. It's smooth.
Sounds like something you might like.
Yeah.
Actually like it.
Mm-hmm.
I just need to come hang with you guys and you just get all these crazy things and just pour me a little of each so I can figure out which one I like. Because I would. And And I don't want to waste beer.
Motorcycle Showcase says he's drinking Backward Flag. That Backward Flag is pretty close to us, and they are a veteran-owned brewery, so and female-owned brewery. So just a shout out to them. We've been there several times.
That's out in Forked Neck, right?
Well, I live on Forked Neck. That's in Forked River.
Forked River or Lacey?
River. Yeah, you live in Forked. Yeah. Forked River.
Along the shore over there.
Hey, Heather.
Heather.
I'm back of the bike right now. Can't hear you, what you're saying.
Girl. Yes. Okay.
Can you read my lips? Tell Brian to slow down. You're watching the Badgers.
That's funny.
Yes.
Motorcycle Showcase says it's across the street from him. All right, so he's down the street.
So now, guys, if you want some beer from there, just be like, "Hey, Motorcycle Showcase, you grab me and stuff."
Yeah.
All right, what else we got here? She's waving back. Awesome.
Them
Well,
two
so-
were the most genuine people that we got to meet on that trip. They were amazing. Over in Sturgis, great people right there. Both Heather and Braun.
I love the video where you guys slammed the door in their face.
Yeah.
That was
awesome.
funny, right?
That was fantastic.
That was the quality acting right there.
I slammed that door hard.
So you guys had like a nice big house up there, right?
Yeah. It was
That looked like
beautiful.
a beautiful setup.
Yeah, it was a nice house.
Lots of room for bikes. Because that's like when you're traveling to something like that, that for me would be like a big thing. All right, where am I going to store the bike? So you guys have a nice big garage and.
Well, they get crazy storms out there, you know. So when I was looking, I definitely wanted something that had some space for us to hide and protect the bike from, you know, elements if we were just home. Like, could you imagine if we're sitting at a house that doesn't have a garage and they get a hailstorm and we're sitting at the house watching our bikes get just destroyed by hail? Like, no,
while you're out there with the umbrella going.
No, I was gonna lay over it and take it.
I'll heal.
Yeah, it was a great house. It was a nice VRBO rental, and I would definitely stay in that area or in that house again if I could.
I got you.
So that's ideal.
Oh, that's so messed up. Shots fired. You guys didn't see what he's talking about. We did a live stream. That was actually with Bodine and those guys, and so, something's up with Austin's equipment where if you have more than 6 people or 5 people on the StreamYard little boxes there, he loses all connectivity and just starts freezing up. So we tried to do a live stream with them, and it all froze up on him, and he just his screen was just frozen the whole time, and he couldn't even participate.
Well, I actually stayed like this for a while just so it would stay frozen for longer.
So he paid his bill this week, and everything's working, and things are good.
Yep.
Bodine says, "I didn't know he moves." Nice.
Oh, that's great.
Oh, Lord help me.
Yeah, see, he had something else going on. He had a stand-in for the last one, so he was off doing other things.
We just put a cardboard cutout up.
Don't give me away. What's up with that?
It was like Weekend at Bernie's.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I love that. I love those movies so much.
Quality 80s flick.
Oh,
What do you say?
quality 80s flick.
No, what?
Oh, Weekend at Bernie's.
Yes, that was great.
My favorite part, my brother and I, we were young watching those, and I laughed and laughed and laughed, and it was the boat. So when they're on the boat, right in the water, and he falls out the back of the boat.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
But they had him tied, so he's back there and he's hitting the dinghies. Ding.
Hey, George, did you see that one?
I started the quote. Come on.
Just making sure.
Were you
Just making
laughing
sure.
when I Weekend at Bernie's?
I can still watch that again.
Well, looks like I get to watch that now, guys. Thanks.
That's funny.
It was the best. So, okay, so my question to you guys is, when did you take off? Like, what day did you guys take off? And how long did you guys take to get there? And then how long were you there?
How long was the round trip?
We left on a Thursday, early
The 6th.
Thursday. What's that? The 6th, was it? Thursday the 6th.
Yeah.
We took 3.5 days to get out there. The first 2 days we pushed hard and did a lot of miles in the first 2 days because there's really nothing interesting between here and Wisconsin. So we pushed hard the first 2 days, and then the third day we kind of took our time, and that's when we hit South Dakota, and we were in the eastern portion of South Dakota.
Mm-hmm.
And there's Mitchell, South Dakota, where the Corn Palace is. So we stopped there. We spent some time there. So we kind of like didn't do as many miles that third day because we wanted to see some sights. And then the last day was only like a couple hundred miles, and we actually did Wall Drug. I don't know if you've heard of that, but Wall Drug is a big tourist area heading into the Sturgis area, and it's right near the Badlands. So we did the Badlands National Park there. We did the loop through there and saw the Badlands. And once we knocked that out, we headed back to the rental house. So we took our time the last day and a half. We got to the house like 4:00 in the afternoon, something like that. And that was because we took the time to do the Badlands and knock that out, because otherwise we would have had to, if we were all the way out in Sturgis, we'd have to come back east to go to the Badlands, and that was something we wanted to see. So we just did it on the way. So 3.5 days, and then we spent the full week out there, 7 days out there. And then we took 3 days to get back. And coming back, we just kind of pushed. I mean, we took a different direction home coming because we wanted to avoid Chicago because there was some civil unrest going on in that area.
Yeah.
So we went south of there, and we went through Iowa. And the first day we didn't. It was hot. I don't know why we didn't get a lot of miles in the first day going home.
It was hot.
It was hot.
It was hot.
There was construction.
Yeah.
But
the spread of the hotels too, where we wanted to be, it just was
right.
too much.
So it was like we either stopped short at like 484 miles, which is what we did. The girls in the car found a hotel. To push forward, we would have had to go another several hours, which we really didn't want to do. So we only did like 484 miles that first day coming home. Then the second and third day, we really pushed hard and knocked it out. And because we had allotted 3.5 days, or really, 3.5 days, 4 days to get back. But we kind of got the mindset that we wanted to just knock it out in 3 and have an extra day when we got home. You know, like if you took that day off, just be able to sit home and like kind of recover. So we were kind of all set on, let's do this in 3 days. So
what's the mileage?
So it's like total? It's like 1,750 miles. And the first day coming back, we only did 484. So the second day we did like 712. And then whatever the remainder was, which is like high 6-something, 680.
680, yeah.
Got home
highway?
What's that?
Mostly highway.
Oh yeah, all highway. So coming back, one cool thing we did coming back was we went through Iowa, and we got to stop in LeClaire, Iowa, which is where the American Pickers store is. I don't know if you watched them. Yeah. American Pickers. So we got to stop there, check out their store, get some souvenirs there.
Cool.
That was cool.
The funny thing is he just said Iowa and cool in the same sentence.
LeClaire was a cool little town, though. I mean, it's right on the Mississippi. It's like definitely like America probably forgot about it like 20 years ago, and it hasn't really done anything since then.
There's a motor vlogger in Iowa.
That is one of the coolest things about like when we take our long trips, we'll get off the highways and we'll take the back roads, and you're like riding through these little towns, right? And the sad part of it is you see these like huge complexes where it was a manufacturing plant or something at some point in time, and now it's just abandoned, right? And you're like, at one time, that was the center of the city. I mean, people were talking about getting married and having babies, and I mean, you know, everything was centered in that for that town.
Yeah.
And so to drive by those and go, you know, at one time, this was like mega special, right? And now it doesn't exist anymore. So it's pretty wild to ride through those and see those type of things and be like, you know, wow.
So do you feel like you guys spend enough time there for, you know, spending a week to see everything and do everything?
Yeah.
I mean,
well, we did a lot of riding when we were out there. I mean, we honestly, if there's anything that we didn't do, and I mean, I don't want to be the only one talking on this, but we didn't spend as much time down in Sturgis, the nightlife and all that stuff. We really didn't do that as much because where we were staying was like 35 minutes away from town, up into the hills. It's dark. There's no street lights, so it's dark. And the temperature changes were crazy. So it was like 95 in the day, but as soon as the sun set, it was cold.
Really?
So I don't think any of us really felt like being down for the nightlife and drinking and doing all that, and then having to drive up through the hills and all the curves, pitch black, cold, all that. So we kind of missed out on the nightlife, which I think we all kind of decided if we went back again, we would stay closer to town so that we could kind of experience that a little more than we did. But I mean, time-wise, doing all the riding stuff, I mean, we think we did most of what we wanted to do.
Yeah, for the most part. I was very happy. The same with me is the nightlife was the only thing that I kind of wanted to experience, but the logistics of it just didn't work out. Plus, we want to be safe, of course. You don't want to have to ride through all that after having a good time.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So is there a lot going on during? Oh,
sorry, go ahead. I said I always say safety third.
Yeah.
Safety third. Absolutely. I'll just leave that up there for a while. The boys were worried about the cold weather after dark.
Yeah, the boys.
Yeah, sure. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So ask the Piney Princess who didn't go on the ride today because of the cold weather.
Our riding season's over because we're probably not going to see 80 before 10 a.m. anytime soon.
Nope.
We got a cold front coming through this week. Yeah. Next weekend, our high is going to be 90.
Oh, wow.
Cold front coming through.
Bundle up.
Hopefully it'll be good for the weekend because that's
it was 45. It was 45 when we left the house this morning.
What's not true about what I said?
Now we're gonna have some fun.
Row.
Yeah.
It was great weather today. The Motorcycle Showcase said it was great. It was great weather today, but when we left this morning, it was 45.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
that's a chilly start.
And it took some time to warm up. It wasn't until later in the afternoon where it was in 64. So
I felt like by the first stop though, it was fine.
I've told the story a few times, but when I took my motorcycle endorsement test, we had to go out in the parking lot and run around some cones, and the state troopers looking at me going, "It's snowing. You better do this fast because I'm not standing out here." But I wanted my license, and I didn't care.
I took mine in the pouring rain. Torrential rain.
That's up.
Yeah.
And they said, if you can do this,
then you're set.
Yeah, I mean that was it. But I mean the worst part about that was sitting around in that rain waiting for everybody else to go through the exercises. That was the worst part about it. But it wasn't terrible.
So the Piney Princess said she had parental things she needed to do.
She was.
It was not.
That's only half true.
She.
There you go.
So my daughter had basketball practice today.
She is triggered, Bert. Triggered.
But my daughter also has a driver's license, so that she just got, and the practice is kind of far away. So we didn't feel comfortable letting her drive. It was like an hour and a half away. So she wanted a driver, but so she gets a pass.
Gotcha. Okay. All right.
Is there a lot to do in Sturgis during the daytime too, or is it pretty much evenings that everybody's out and about?
All the stores.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
there's vendors out there today. Once you get into the afternoon, the drunk people start to come out a little early.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not, I'm sure it's nothing what it is, at 11 to 12 o'clock at night, because I think at 2 a.m. they really shut that place down. At least downtown they do.
Yeah.
Because you can't be parked anywhere downtown after 2 a.m. So
Oh.
the real party is at the campgrounds.
Yep.
I mean, that's where the real party is.
Right?
Yeah, they get a little crazy.
And
You guys didn't stay at a campground. What's up with that?
I want to sleep.
Right?
Yeah.
The stories I've heard, these guys are out there rev bombing their bikes until 3-4 in the morning, and then there's like a 2-hour quiet time, and then they're back at it at like 7. So
yeah.
Funny how at a certain age, it's like, I want to enjoy the rally. I'm not going to, I want to enjoy riding, whatever. I don't want to be up all hours of the night. Doing stupid stuff.
Yeah.
I like a good party.
Drinking.
Right?
I ask these guys. If you want to drink, we can drink. But I also, in my old age, don't really handle hangovers very well. So if we're drinking, we might not be riding in the morning. That's all I'm saying. So
Or the next morning.
or the next morning. So yeah.
Someone has to raise our kids. Yes.
Those kids are done. They're raised. Get out of here.
Maurice moved away from New Hampshire 2 years ago.
Bodine's still working on getting a license, it looks like.
That's
really cool when you stop.
I don't miss the cold either, Maurice. We moved from Missouri, and I do not miss it.
Where are you at now, Maurice?
So you guys are not from Florida?
No. I was born and raised in Missouri. I grew up on a 1,000-acre farm, so I'm a farm boy. And then she was born in California, moved to Missouri when she was 7, and 7, 8? Second grade. And then we met when she was 19 and I was 21.
Where? How?
We want to.
How did we meet?
Yeah.
So a friend of hers worked for me at Jiffy Lube. I was a manager at Jiffy Lube, and her friend that was living with her worked for me. And so we were hanging out at the boss's house, redoing some floors. He bought a house to flip.
The first thing I saw was his ass because he was on his hands and knees sanding the baseboards in a bedroom. And so I was in there, grabbed some sandpaper and was sanding along. So literally I followed his ass around the room. That was the day before his 21st birthday. We went back the next day on his 21st birthday. And we went to a bar a week after that. I don't know. It's like, that was like 25 years ago. And I told the story
like
last
3
time.
weeks later, and we've been together ever
I tried to
since.
go into a bar. My mom made me a fake license or fake ID, and it didn't get in.
Wait, repeat that again? What?
Yes. Made her a fake ID. It wasn't a good one. She didn't get in.
So what I got out of that was that you were pulling a Joe Biden and you were checking out the younger chicks and ended up with the younger lady.
Yes. So when they didn't let her in the bar, I went in the bar, came out the bar, and started hunting for her. And I found her in a parking lot like 2 buildings over, and she was trying to buy a lighter or something to light her cigarette.
Cigarettes, but I didn't have a lighter, matches. I didn't have anything.
So I was like, "What do you want to do?" And she goes, "I want margaritas." So we went to Walmart. We bought margarita mix, a blender, which we just got rid of the blender like a month ago.
Yeah.
But anyway, we got that blender and we went and hung out and watched TV and
I think it was Aladdin. We watched
We watched the Aladdin.
That's an awesome story.
That was great.
Love at first sight.
What was funny was when we did decide we were getting married, which is 2 years later, because I wanted to be 21 so that I could go someplace and drink. Like we could actually go do something.
That's a great
story.
We got married like 3 weeks after her 21st birthday, and we came to Florida on our honeymoon.
Well, first we got married. This is how crazy we are. We got married at an amusement park. I don't know if you guys have heard of Branson, Missouri.
Yeah.
Yep.
So there's an amusement park that's built on top of a cave. And so all the big rides and everything. So we just had everybody go to the park during the day, and that evening when the park closed, they do the weddings. And so there's a big gazebo in the middle of the park, and that's where we got married.
Wow.
And then we got on a plane and flew to go to Disney World.
Flew to Disney World for 4 days.
Nice.
And then we came down to Sarasota Beach for like 4 days, just on the beach doing nothing. And when we got on the beach doing nothing, we're like, one day we're going to live here. And so 8 years ago, our kids weren't in high school yet. And I always swore to my kids, I'll put you in high school and you'll stay in that same school till we're done. So we looked at each other and we're like, we go now or we end up like your father. And so her father moved when she was in 2nd grade, and all I ever heard was how much he hated misery. And wanted to go somewhere warm. But of course, Grandma had always said that once the kids got out of school and everything, that he could move wherever he wanted. But the kids had husbands and grandkids, and so Grandpa wasn't going anywhere. So we moved, and when we moved, they moved like 6 months after we did.
No, not even that.
So,
it wasn't even that in 3 months.
You have to move to Florida.
We're like, Dad, we're going. Are you coming?
He knows that he's so big, it's not even funny. He could still be in misery.
So there really, when you come to, if you want to move anywhere and then it automatically fit in, move to Florida. We're all from someplace else.
Yeah.
I mean, that is the first question you ask is, so where are you from? I mean, you hardly meet what they call themselves crackers. You hardly meet them. I mean, there's
crackers.
Yeah,
that's what Florida natives call themselves, crackers.
I was letting that one go. You couldn't let that one go, could you, Bert? You couldn't.
So what part of Florida are you guys in?
The West Coast. So if you're like Marco Island, Naples, Fort Myers, Sanibel Island.
So south,
Tampa.
Southwest.
Like the southern part of the West Coast, kind of.
Yes.
Southwest Florida, SWFL. Yeah.
So, yeah, Angie did all the research when we were moving here. Funny thing is, I had never set foot where we moved to before I pulled in a U-Haul. So she did everything online, rented the house and everything. So I pulled in. So we pull off the highway, and first turn is just a little short stretch, and you get on another highway. I turn left, and this is heading into the town. The first thing I see is an adult bookstore. The second thing I see is a trailer park on a golf course. And I'm like, where the hell did she move us to?
And then the next trailer park with a golf course, and the next trailer park with a golf course.
Oh my.
We got into town. So.
I love it. You're right. But yeah, you'd have never known.
It's nice down there. We used to vacation at a place called Casey Key, which is probably not entirely too
far.
Casey Key is one of my favorite rides. Yeah. It is beautiful.
Yeah, there's a couple of cool beach bars there at Casey Key.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a good time.
So really, George, if you're down here and you're wanting any kind of road that's along where you can see the water, Casey Key's the only place. If you're on the road driving, if you go farther south and they've built up all these homes and stuff on the beach. So you're just seeing houses on either side, and in between the house you see the beach, looking through. Yeah. But that's it. So that's why we like going to Casey Key to ride, because the water's right there.
Yeah, it's nice. I forget the name of the bar. There's a bar that was like right I think on the bay side or on the inland side, that was pretty cool that we went to. That was like right on the water. They're just people pulling boats right up onto the beach. I don't even know if it's still there anymore, but it was cool.
Probably is. So yeah, we have a lot of you guys moving here.
So the funny thing is we rented our house from a guy in Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
So when he lives down here now, well, part of the time his family's still up in Jersey, so he travels back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we rented from a guy from Jersey.
You guys know a guy named Norman? No.
Norman.
Hey, that's
Yeah, we know Norman.
Jersey's so small, you know they got it all. But yeah, it's funny. There are a ton of New York, New Jersey. The funny thing is, so the East Coast and West Coast. West Coast is more Midwest, Ohio, Missouri, and then the East Coast is a lot of the New York, and they like the Miami area, the hustle bustle. We're a little slower over here.
We're slower.
The funniest thing I've ever I mean, I moved from Missouri. You'd think we were slow, but I got here and they're on island time.
Yeah, that's a real thing.
If they say they're going to be there at 10, that may be 10:30. That may be 3 hours from now. They're on island time. They're usually in shorts and flip flops, and everybody kind of slows down.
It takes a while to make a decision. Yeah, there's definitely a difference between the two sides.
That might be a struggle for me.
You guys going to Biketoberfest? We are not going to Biketoberfest.
Well, they canceled Daytona's part of Biketoberfest. So Ormond Beach and the Daytona Harley Davidson is still having their version of the event, but like the Speedway is closed, the beach is closed, Main Street's closed. So they're kind of half-assing it, I guess, is the best way to put it. They just announced Leesburg. They had postponed it till the middle of November, and they just canceled it for good. So, everything just keeps canceling.
Yeah. So the reality is, I mean, we're not going anywhere like major the rest of this year based on vacation time and finances. But even if we could, I mean, I don't know that I really feel like dealing with anything else with the whole virus bull crap, and we'll just wait till November 3rd when the virus disappears, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah, have you guys started planning any like trips for next year? Got anything on the radar of
I think the only thing that we would like probably, I mean, we haven't even discussed this, but I'm just going to assume that we would most definitely go to is the Ocean City Bike Fest, which is in Ocean City, Maryland, in September. Should have been this weekend, actually, this year if they hadn't canceled it. Yep. We've been to that before. Myself, I've been to it the last 4 years when it was going on. It was canceled 2 years ago for hurricane, and then this year because of the virus. So it's a really good time. Ocean City, Maryland's a great place to go, like regardless of Bike Fest or not. It's a cool town, a lot to do. Lots of restaurants, lots of bars. It's like a shore town, so it's a summer kind of town. But the rally's really nice. They got a lot of vendors spread out all over the place, and they do a really good job with getting major acts in as far as bands go. So it's a nice rally, and it's not far for us. It's only like an hour ride, and then the ferry, and then another hour. So like 2 hours of riding, and we're there.
Very nice.
Yeah.
So we take the ferry from southern New Jersey, Cape May, over into Delaware, and then it's another hour ride. So
Ferries don't like me. So
you like what?
Ferries. So we pulled up on our first big trip. Was about 4,500 miles. She had just got her license 3 weeks before that, and we pulled up. And we're waiting on the ferry. So we shut the bikes off. It was 110 degrees. And we're sitting in the shade. So the ferry pulls up. She gets on her bike to start it. Nothing. No lights, no power, no nothing. So we rolled it onto the ferry.
Maybe we could get it started.
And so I spent 3 hours out in the sun working on her bike. The guy that was running the ferry put her in the air-conditioned cabin, and she watched me work for 3 hours on this bike.
But it was 10 minutes.
So we went
So
back
10
and
minutes
forth
to get
for
from one
3
side to
hours.
the other. So for 3 hours, it was back and forth.
The scenery was great.
If you want to know where, like John, probably the other John Maxwell's at the other John, that's where he just posted a picture of him getting on that ferry. I was like, oh, yeah,
Nice.
We're just talking about Maxwell the other day, man. He has not posted anything in a while. Been missing his stuff.
So he is buried to here with actual like motorcycle repairs.
Yeah.
So
That's what we think.
he thought he was building a YouTube studio and going to do some shop work, and he built a shop and doesn't have time for any YouTube work.
Yeah.
How that works.
You know, so when
That's a blessing, though.
he did such a great job of, you know, building a brand and influence that everybody wants him to work on his bike. That's fantastic. So, I mean, that's awesome. So he's just busy. But, you know, that's what you dream of as a business owner. We went up there for right before he opened, and we did his POS system for his credit cards and all. So we spent a week with him trying to get everything set up, and we were helping him get this and that and everything in order because we've been in business for years and work with a lot of businesses. So, you know, because that's a big step. Anybody opening a business that hasn't owned a business before, there's just so many things that you have to do. You know, you're the accountant, the marketing director, the bill payer, you know what I mean, all of that. So it's just a lot, but he's busy as heck.
It was funny when he told us, which was before, you know, he told everybody else. And we sat down and we had a good long conversation with him. Like, if you put a business plan together and what's your goal and what do you really want to do? What do you want to come from this, right? And it was 99% doing videos and, you know, getting closer to his fan base. And I'm like, are you sure? Because I don't see that happening. And he's like, oh, no. And so I know he's got Clay in there to you know, we're trying to get, you know, Clay to get better and back on his feet to help. But he could use some help, man. But yeah, it's a blessing, though. I mean, it's super cool and exciting for him that you do, you know, you did accomplish something like that. You can run your own business and do your own thing. And not rely on the dealership that wasn't doing jack crap for you.
Yeah.
So let me ask you, you might not know the answer to this, but you hung out with him, so maybe you do. Does he want to hire other mechanics, or does he plan on just doing everything himself?
Yeah, I mean, that was his part of the business plan, was to get mechanics on board to help and be doing most of the work. So I think that's still his goal.
Yeah, you know, when you start up something though, you have that big initial rush of overhead, right? Because when I was there, he was getting all of his parts in. You know, I'm an AMSOIL dealer, so I got him set up to get AMSOIL. But he was trying to put all that stuff in place. But you have all this money going out for inventory and everything. So I imagine, even as busy as he is, it would be scary to me to like try to bring somebody else on and pay them and pay my bills. And so, and he's got kids too. So he's got young kids and a family. So you're trying to balance that as well. So, I mean, probably the nicest, we got to meet his family and go out to eat and all with them. The nicest family, I mean, you could ever meet. What a great group.
Like, that's why I want you guys, I'm like, bring the girls in, because you know, you get to see the wives behind the scenes, you know, that aren't on camera all the time, but they're there, you know, and they're taking care of the kids.
That's cool.
That was a great trip. We went up for about a week. It's about 500 miles from us. So we rode up one day, and we got to meet. So we met Blue Bike and Doyle while we were up there. We met the other John. We met Moto Sarge.
The other John?
Yeah, so in John Maxwell's videos, there's another guy whose name's John. So they call him the other John in the videos. And his name's John Price.
He's been there all along helping out. I mean, he's been a part of John Maxwell.
I think he owns probably 18 motorcycles. So he's got a collection, a little bit of everything. So it's pretty cool. He takes lots of adventures. But so we got to meet him. So we got to meet and go out. We got to take one day where we went riding. I don't know if Maxwell's been able to ride since. But we took a day and went for a ride. So that was fun. That's kind of funny because you guys were talking about the civil unrest. So the Saturday before we left, John had been like, well, you guys should ride here and then you should go here to eat. So we went to this barbecue place to eat. We get parked and then we have protests. So we were eating and I took a video of us eating. And I said, thanks, John, because they're literally protesting behind us. We're outside. I'm like, thanks, John. Thanks for sending us into this, buddy.
What town was that?
Saturday.
What town was that in?
In Columbus, Georgia.
Wow.
I mean, it wasn't rowdy or I mean, there was nothing bad about it. The cops were there, kind of escorting them. So it was just a bunch of young people chanting and walking and none of it was out of hand.
No.
It was the middle of the day, but still, they were loud behind us. So I was like, this is a great video. Here we are eating outside and we can blame John for it.
So what was the hotels like for you guys? Did they have the breakfasts and, as you guys went, did they do breakfasts?
George?
First hotel didn't even have all the sheetrock installed. So, I
So
mean,
who's in Georgia booking the hotels? That's what I want to know.
it was a stretch.
That would be the ladies.
Oh,
I mean,
don't go there. Don't go there.
There's no way to
They
know.
did an awesome job.
Great job.
You're on the road, and we were, coming back from Bring It Home. We were stopping to look for our own hotel rooms, so it was awesome to have them in the van to be able to scout hotels without us having to pull over to waste a half hour, to scout a hotel.
Yeah.
And
So good.
it's so hard when you're on the road like that. You're looking at the name of a hotel and you're like, that should be nice, but this one was under construction and not complete, and we kind of had the same thing in Bluefield, Virginia. When we went down to Bluefield, Virginia in the back of the Dragon, we literally checked into the stink bug nest.
Oh.
And
Oh, it's great.
so you just like when you're on the road like that, you get what you get and you don't get upset. I mean,
we stopped last year when we were headed to Texas. The first night we were headed to Texas. We went to Texas the week before you guys did for Bring It Home. We had a business meeting. So when you guys were headed to Texas for Bring It Home, we were headed back to Florida. So that sucked. If we could have just stayed another week, we could have done Bring It Home. But anyway, on the way down, we stopped at this hotel and we walk in and it kind of smells funny. And Angie's, the first thing she's doing is ripping up the bedding and a freaking pile of bed bugs. So we're running out of the room. And we went over, told them we weren't staying here, got our money back and moved on. But yeah, I mean, you just never know what you're going to get.
Yeah.
no.
The hotel looked fine from the outside, but it was just,
Yeah.
All right, hold on. Just real quick, I'm getting beat up real quick. I'm getting beat up by the girls on here on the chat. Just to make it clear, the girls did an awesome job. Honestly, they would just text me the address, and as we're riding, I could just click on it and just change our route and go. It was great. Last year we did Texas. We had to do all that by ourselves. We had to stop. We had to wait, like George said, waste a half hour, getting on the phone, looking at the app and checking out where is available, calling and this, that. They did an awesome job. Calm down, girls. You did a great job.
Here, love that. You're gonna make me come down there, Bert. You should have. Then we'd have got her on the video.
Here is talking around. She's all mad.
There it is.
Again, you guys did great. You can't help it. You have no way of knowing that the place isn't finished being built.
Yeah.
The one room we had
It's not
pieces.
usually one of the pictures they put in the profile of the hotel.
No.
Under construction.
So the first night, the first place we stayed, like my wife and our room, like had things that were not yet installed, and the pieces were just like in the room, like laying on the floor.
Hmm.
Like, what the heck is this? But you don't know that. You wouldn't know that when you're booking.
Yeah, our shower, the whole thing was just like loose spinning. I'm sure water was getting behind the wall.
Yeah. And then they didn't even have coffee in the morning. They had nothing. Like there was nothing.
That's where I coined the phrase subcontinental breakfast. I mean, that's exactly what it was. It was like microwave Jimmy Dean sandwiches and coffee in your room and get the hell out.
And I wanted, like they said, they got the pool, and I'm like, okay, we get to use the pool. No, pool wasn't open.
And there was a charge dispute.
And it was a buck.
They overcharged.
And we had billing issues.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So, ladies, would you do this? And they charge? Yeah. Would you guys do this again? Would you do this trip again with the guys?
Yeah, ladies. Would you do this?
Yeah, they're probably like, we'll go. We'll just leave the guys. Forget them. They can find their own hotel.
Oh,
Don't give me any ideas. What do you do?
That's because Jeannie's sitting right next to him. She's like, absolutely, dear.
Literally, like, if you look at this, she's like right. Where is it? She's like right over there, like staring at me with
his up through.
There's Stacey. She said yes.
Well, what's coming up, guys? Anything that you want to announce and let everybody know about? And
what's that, Bert?
I'm so glad to have you on here. So tell me, would you do it again with them?
Absolutely.
Yep.
Definitely.
Yeah.
It was funny though, because it's like with us being in the van, it's kind of like we had our own girls trip in the middle of having a group trip. So we had a blast. Yeah.
I bet.
I would love that. I would have.
And they had a camera, which was bad.
No, I loved it.
There you go.
I liked
The
it.
girls are going to ride and put the guys in the van. Did you see those three in a van for hours together? Holy crap.
You're going to ride to friggin' Walmart?
Boy, you
I'm out.
Yeah, I'm sleeping in the basement tonight, so I'm not even going upstairs.
Yeah, don't bother.
No, I'm just gonna sleep on the couch.
That door's probably locked.
It probably is locked.
Your mom.
Loves your mom jokes.
Yes.
So here's a comment. Stacy says, "But we need our own name." Come on, Jeannie. Come back into the.
You had one.
Come here, Jeannie.
Jeannie, you have a name. Where you at?
Come on, Jeannie. Come on. You want to be on camera? Come back out of the screen here.
We need our own name. We came up. We figured we'd be called the Baggers and the Boobs. So we would surpass them in subscribers in 1 week and be on it.
Absolutely. You would blow them out of the water. Absolutely. Because when he's calling you, I'm like, okay, so they probably got something like Boobs and Brews or something like that. So
he was naming you guys, yeah.
Bags and boobs.
Bags.
Is that what
Oh, really, dude?
It's like you
that's
said
the
that.
logo. It's already the logo's done.
The logo's done. You're good. Set up the channel.
Did it?
You'll be monetized by next week.
Yep.
I can't wait to see the T-shirts.
Oh man.
Oh man.
All right, I'm going back inside.
Oh, she's too much.
announcements. I mean, right now, if people haven't seen our Sturgis videos,
Yep.
we've got a couple of Sturgis videos that I think we're all pretty proud of that we put up. 2 of our trip out and one of basically hanging out on the main street at Sturgis, and then Rushmore just went up. We've got more coming, and that's we've got a couple of them. We're going to do a longer film of the entirety of the Sturgis trip, which will have some footage that weren't in those videos. And I'm under the gun now. I'm going to do something special for the that actually 4 of us are going to be working on for the Bring It Home Ride anniversary.
Oh, cool.
So be on the lookout. Be on the lookout for that.
Okay,
Yeah, for those that didn't know, they're doing a kind of a celebration reunion party at Adam Sandoval's campground for the 1-year anniversary of breaking the world record. I know Motorcycle Mama here in the side chat. She's heading down there with some friends with the Blacktops and some other folks. So they're doing that, which is why we're trying to do our little video on that as a kind of a tribute to breaking that record. But if you're interested in going to that, it's coming up here at the beginning of October. So get on Adam Sandoval's website and check that out and find out the details.
And yeah, it's gonna be called the Stubborn American Rally is what he sounds like he's gonna be.
Yep.
What he's gonna be naming it, and it's if you're not subscribed to Motorcycle Mama or you're somehow not subscribed to the Blacktop Devils channel, make sure you go over there and hit those sub buttons because they're both gonna have footage from that rally, and it's a cool campground. I mean, if you've never been to the Quiver, it's a neat place. I mean, I've never been to like a motorcycle oriented campground before like that. Yeah. And, I mean, obviously it's right on a river. He's got a stage for live bands, really neat little clubhouse. I mean, he's done a good job,
Yeah.
with that campground.
And he's got his own videos that he's been doing and showing everybody what he's been building and putting together.
Yeah, he's working on it. He's done a really great job.
Yeah, well, he's cranking out daily vlogs right now, and that's
Yeah, he's got a lot going on.
something to be said. And we were with Cycle Fanatics, and we were having the daily vlog. That came up in discussions. So, how would you guys feel about putting out a video every day? The Badgers.
Well, actually,
Really soon.
we're taking October off from work because we're part of like the chambers and business networking. We run a lot of different chapters.
So we're
and
area
stuff.
directors for something called Master Networks, which is a big networking group. So we're over like 12 groups. So we've stepped out of that for the month of October. We'll be done with our poker run. So October is basically social media month for us.
It is. We've got so much content that we just haven't had a chance to, put it together yet.
Yeah.
So yeah, it'll be nice to go back through and put it all out. So we'll schedule stuff out and put it out there. So
And we've got some meetings with some sponsors, so we're going to see how that goes.
the coast that wants us to come and do a ride, so we'll go in October. I got friends that just moved there, and they're like the beach is on one side and the river's on the other. So I'm like, I want to go and hang out with them. So yeah, I'm looking forward to October.
if the sponsor stuff can work out correctly, then we can put more focus on support bikers and all of our social media stuff.
Yeah.
We'll be talking to you guys. I was thinking the second Tuesday of October. We'll have another advisory meeting. So that's because we got some stuff to talk to you guys about. And
then we've thought of a few like major events for this next year we'd like to do. Who knows whether they'll come to fruition or not, but we just got a lot going. So we'll see.
What did you decide on daily vlogs?
Cool.
We haven't made a decision. We've talked about look at the 2 of them.
You know what, man? Daily vlogs, that's easy to say do daily vlogs when it's just you or a couple, like a husband and wife couple.
Mm-hmm.
But our whole thing, and it's kind of why we're different from a lot of the other vloggers, is there's 3 of us.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of coordinating and a lot of working around life things, for us to get together to do stuff. So to say we could do one every day. I mean, I just don't see how it's physically possible. You know,
you can't. I don't know why you guys couldn't do your own individual ones. And you're putting
say that
our own individual channels.
No.
Own individual videos on your channel.
Your own individual videos on your channel. I don't know why, because everybody's been following you guys. We know each one of you. So for you guys to do your own thing, I don't know how to edit
videos. I don't know how to edit videos. This whole thing was George's idea. Okay, I'm just the entertainment. I don't know how to edit a video.
Wait. There we go. There.
Kidding me? When he came up with this idea and he came over to my house and he was like, "Hey, what do you think about starting a YouTube channel?" And I'm like, "What? Like,
you want to do a what?
So you want me to talk to a camera? Like, I failed public speaking in college. Like, I don't want to do this."
Look at how good you're getting at it. See, it's that practice.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm actually gonna re-enroll and go back and do the public speaking over again because I think I could do it now.
Just burn a couple beers before.
There's this thing called Loom, Loom, and it records your screen and it records you, and you can put these how-to videos for them.
I completely get though what he's saying about you three working. I mean, it's hard enough for us to get together sometimes to do a video, and we're married and live together. So I mean, I can definitely see where the challenge there would be.
On Friday free rides, and I do. I'm gonna start. I got my GoPro now. Tomorrow, hopefully, we'll get it all together.
So yeah, she'll be doing her own moto vlogs too, and stuff. So that was what we really wanted, because what's the best way to say this? We can be doing the same thing and we look at it from two totally different viewpoints.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what I was telling her I wanted to do. I call them dueling vlogs, where she's doing a vlog and I'm doing a vlog about the same thing at the same time. But then you see her side and my side, because that's just true, right? The women look at it completely different than the dudes do. So we want both of those angles. For both crowds. We'll see.
Yeah. Well, we're always brainstorming on, different things we can do and different styles of videos and types of videos. And, we'll see. There'll be some different stuff coming up here in our year 2 of doing this. We just keep trying to get better a little bit every time and see what happens,
It's always how it starts with George. So what do you think about it? So we know who the instigator of the group is. The idea man. I'm sorry, the idea man.
It's so comfortable on camera. It's funny is anybody who's done this, like talking to that camera and looking at that lens, like there's somebody in there. It is not natural for anybody. And so I didn't realize how unnatural it was, and how that almost never changes until John Maxwell was one of the guys. Here's a guy at the time, he was just getting to 100,000 followers, and he's like, I'm still not comfortable. So
I know.
People look comfortable, but it's not. It can be a lot of takes.
It's just not natural. Yeah, right? It's not a natural thing, so that's what you struggle with.
I'm more comfortable with you guys here. It's hard to do the live streams. It's just the two of us looking. I like this where I can see you guys, and I feel like I'm talking with you. I know everybody else is watching too, but that helps so much.
You know what helps with talking on camera? Brews. Baggers and Brews.
Yeah.
Till the end of the night when you have to cut all the stuff out.
Well, listen. When we do our live streams, and we have we have a live stream coming up. What date is it, Bert?
October 8th. October 8th.
October 8th. We're gonna have Whit Meza and we're gonna have Motorcycle Mama on. Okay. And the texts start flying about an hour or so before the live stream. Are you drinking yet?
Right.
If the answer is no, the next text is you should
probably drink. Awesome. More. Keep drinking.
That's awesome.
And pay for your internet bill.
How far apart do you guys? How far apart do you guys live from each other?
About 20, 30 minutes at most.
So I'm in the middle. I'm in the middle of these guys. I got George is like
He's the pivot man.
15 minutes one way,
Yeah.
and Austin is like 25 minutes, 30 minutes the other way.
Yeah.
So I'm the central hub as always.
Right? The center of the universe. Bert is the center of the universe.
Revolves around this right here.
I like it. I like it. Somebody's got to be the center, right?
Just how it is.
So you guys are you're coming up on a big milestone for the channel.
We are. Hopefully, we'll get there someday.
By October 1st.
That was our goal. We wanted to get it in September. With our October being focused on social media, we thought to have that milestone out of the way, that would help with that. So, yeah, we're like 50. Last time I looked, I'm like looking at it all day, watching it turn. So, yeah.
When you look at it all day, it doesn't go as fast. You know that, right?
Trust me, it doesn't.
It doesn't.
56 away.
What is that, from 1,000?
Yep.
From 1,000, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Nice.
So it will after you hit that 1K, your subs will change, and then after you monetize, your views will change. They say it doesn't affect it, but we've seen a night and day difference. You know, I mean, granted, we picked up a lot of subs from Sturgis and in Sturgis, but the videos are definitely referred more since, you know, there's commercials.
So it's a good thing you're saying that
It is a good thing. I
literally. Okay, we are 55 away now.
Don't look at that thing too much, because you know what? YouTube will take one away.
Yes, they will. I noticed that.
Yep.
Or 5.
Or 5.
Like that. Well, and so that's kind of our other challenge, right? We have the Facebook and we have our YouTube, and they're totally different, like genres, and
guys, it's hard.
They operate completely different.
It's so hard.
Yeah.
So we really want to separate them more. But right now we're just trying to hit that 1,000. Once we do, then we'll have our Facebook go its way and our YouTube go its way, and not have them so intermingled.
When we started putting YouTube on our Facebook, that's why I had, like, right now, a lot of times I'm asking you guys, do you have something on Facebook? And I'll share what you have on Facebook onto our page, because we went through a time, we experimented with it, and we did a full month of sharing our YouTube link on our Facebook page. And
we went from 2 million, we touched about 2 million people a month down to like 1.5 million.
Yeah, it was.
That's how much crazy. Facebook throttled us back, because we were putting YouTube links on Facebook.
So it's like we literally it's two different worlds. We
hate each other. So like they're competitors.
Yeah. So you talk about, like, you're trying to do content and you're trying to do your stuff for YouTube, and you got to do different content, or, you know, format it a different way to put it on Facebook. It's just,
they penalize you.
Yeah, it's bad.
That's why we don't have that many Facebook followers, because every other Facebook post we put up is a damn YouTube video.
Yep.
Yeah, if you're wanting to take that and gotta do it differently. And because everybody kept telling us, they're like, even Maxwell, like, we were having a conversation with Maxwell. Was there a year ago? A year ago.
We met him at FLMM last year.
So he jumped on, he was talking with us, and he said, just, you know, he's like, my suggestion is, you know, you push it through Facebook. So like, okay, you know, he's like, you got this huge following, but yeah, I wish.
It doesn't work that way.
I so wish.
It's like completely starting over in the YouTube world. So that was a challenge.
So Facebook, where we're at right now, guys, it's all been organic. We haven't spent a dime. I promise you. Our page, we have not, in the 4 or 5 years, I don't know how long it is, we haven't spent a dime to get to where we're at. But it feels like after we hit 100,000 that we're thinking we got to spend some money, because just to get up there again.
But that was 5 years of posting 5 posts a day, 365 days a year. I mean, that's basically how we got there.
That's a lot of work.
What do you get out of having? And this is just, I'm asking out of total ignorance because I have no idea. What do you get out of having 100,000 Facebook subscribers? Or
so the reach
monetized?
Yeah. So our videos are monetized.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I have links too. So like I'm an Amazon influencer, Amsoil. So I have those links.
Okay.
So
and those links are fine to put on there.
Right. They don't get us in trouble. It's just when we put like a competing social media on there that we get our hands slapped.
Okay.
So that's what it is. It's just, and then, so like we said, we're talking to different sponsors. The sponsors, it seems like people buy off of Facebook. So on Facebook, people like to spend money. Mm-hmm. So the sponsors look at the fact that we touch 2.5 million people a month.
And our engagement's really high. So a lot of people are engaging with us. So when we did this years ago, we knew we were gonna just build it to where we could do, be able to reach out to sponsors now and look appealing to them and be like, okay, you guys can reach, these people, then that's awesome. We'll pitch in and help. So that's it. But Facebook, even the monetizing, where do we have to get to?
30,000 1-minute views in 30 days was the requirement. To monetize on Facebook.
We didn't do that until we just decided to do that last December.
Well, that's just it. We started a YouTube channel and didn't do anything on it for a long time. And finally we're like, okay, we need to engage that group too. And then we started pushing it. So
yeah.
Facebook's hard.
A lot of views to monetize. It seems. Holy cow, makes 4,000 watch hours seem like nothing.
But we hit it our first 30 days because we had 100,000 people that followed us. Yeah. So it was easy to hit at that. But if somebody were to come in new and try to do that, that's a lot.
Yeah, that's hard.
Somebody asked, Motorcycle Showcase asked, does YouTube throttle anything not directly being viewed through them? I mean, everything on YouTube is viewed through them. So it's not like you're posting a Facebook link or a link to Vimeo or a link to anywhere else on YouTube. So YouTube doesn't necessarily throttle, I think, the algorithm, especially as a new moto vlogger, as much as it rewards. And, it looks at the amount of time people spent watching your video and the amount of velocity your video is getting out of the gate, like how many views it's getting, how quickly.
That first 24 hours is hugely important.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, I mean, that's what that's a lot of what they're looking at. And YouTube gives you data about when your subscriber base is on. Right. And we recently changed our launch time. And I think, see if the guys would agree. I think our videos, like in the first 2 or 3 hours, are definitely doing better.
They are.
Because we started launching in the evening on Tuesdays or Wednesdays or whenever I can get it up. But it's nothing gets my beard, man. As soon as I said it, I was like,
leave that alone.
But we used to, it was like 5 a.m. At 5 a.m. on Tuesday mornings, it would go. So it was there when people would, get up, and that, it's just the velocity's been much better in the evening. Nice. But they do give you a chart when you look at that about when your subscriber base is on.
That's
well, and it's amazing the difference. So we've been looking at this a lot. So Facebook, I get a lot of engagement first thing in the morning. I always do a good morning post, and usually 20 to 30,000 people see my good morning post. and I've just got a ton of people wishing me good morning, right? But the engagement in the morning seems to be like my videos and everything. But Facebook is so unique in it auto plays. So if you're scrolling through your timeline and my video auto plays, they consider that a watch. So that takes your watch time way down, because if it instantly plays and you scroll past it, you watched for 2 seconds. So YouTube people are there to watch videos. Facebook, they're just there to scroll. And if they see something interesting in your video, they will watch it. So that makes those completely different.
Well, the same thing kind of happens on YouTube, right? Because what happens when you respond to somebody's comment and then they click on that comment on their phone and they go to respond to you? You know, it brings up that video, and then that video starts playing for a brief second. Then they respond, and then they get off because they've already watched the video.
Right.
Yep.
So YouTube definitely, I think, has that same effect. But they also, rate that engagement, and they like the comments. They like the thumbs up. I mean, thumbs up are, hugely important. It's comments are hugely important. Responding to comments is important. And that's one thing that we try and, respond to every comment that we're,
Yeah, I'm that douchebag that will respond to any comment you put on there. I've made that very clear.
Yeah.
The smart ass comes out in me, and we'll go. I'm okay with it.
And then that's why we're doing dual vlogging, because then there's me.
Yep. So yeah, I mean,
like, just ignore those, and I'm like, no.
The hardest algorithm is Instagram.
Yeah.
Instagram, the growth has been pretty, brutal, I think, on Instagram.
We don't even try on Instagram. I try to post once a day, and it feeds over into my Facebook. But with Facebook and YouTube, we have so much going on that I'm like, I can't do Instagram justice. So I'm going to try to post a day, a picture of something. And I mean, that's pretty much the extent of what we've done on Instagram.
I mean, I feel like because we just focused on Facebook and put all of it into that, and we could really concentrate on it and work on it, how that helped us get to where we're at on Facebook. Because we didn't try to do Twitter and Instagram, and be, learning this and learning that and posting here and posting that. That's just a lot. So I think that helps. So we haven't really. We just focus on YouTube now, and then Instagram's Instagram, I get to meet all you guys, all the moto vloggers and stuff. I love. It's just, the community. It's been fantastic to me.
Yeah, there's a different connection on Instagram and YouTube than there is Facebook.
Yeah, well, I don't think, Instagram doesn't throttle you for promoting your YouTube stuff. I mean, that
right. But they only allow you to do it one way, though. So you can only put one link in your bio. Yeah, you can't put it in every post.
Until you get that blue check mark, man. Once you get that blue check mark, that's golden.
Right.
That's golden. We will probably never have a blue check mark, but, that's...
how many is that?
What do we need to do to have a blue check mark?
Become verified. I looked at it on Facebook because we have over 100,000, so it's possible. But I mean, there's a ton of hoops to jump through to get that verified check mark.
Yeah.
And then the other challenge you guys will have is the same challenge we have. We don't use our name. So if you'll notice, most people that are verified are using their name or their famous name, right? Whereas like we use the Badgers. When they're asking me about it, they're like, so we need a picture of your driver's license and what's your name and why is your name tagged to that? And so there's a lot of pieces to that for them to verify that you are that name. So you guys would be Baggers and Brews. So to get that check mark would be a challenge. Yeah.
So we just send them our LLC information?
I mean, you probably could, yeah.
Yeah, you would have to, like we would our corporation.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then you have to prove ownership rights and all of that. And so it's just a lot.
Yeah.
Okay.
You guys gotta go and get things done. Stay safe. Thank you, Carol, for joining us.
Carol from North Jersey.
Motorcycle Showcase said he's tried.
And can't get verified. Yeah.
So yeah, it's definitely a challenge. I guess once you get so many followers, then they want you verified, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep. So good stuff.
Yeah, we had a great time.
Thank you so much for coming on. We'll have you guys back on again.
We'll have you back on this winter when more people are stuck at home and they can watch us.
Yeah.
Be stuck at home.
We'll be videos.
We'll be doing videos. So that's what I was telling Angie. I said, us prepping in October, all of our social media. See, our prime time and advantage really kicks in November, because November to April is like prime riding season. All the events and everything are down here.
Yeah.
So we'll have lots of footage and content we can put out. So
yeah,
nice.
And you guys can put out it's freaking freezing videos.
Hopefully, it's going to be a bad year this year. I'm feeling it's going to be cold and
I think it's going to be cold.
Mom, negative Nancy, it's going to be fine.
no, man. It's been too long since we've had a good one, and it's going to be a good one this season.
Once November 4th is by, everything's going to be great, man.
Of course, everything's going to be on fire.
Right? It's going to be warm.
Everything's going to be on fire.
All the hurricanes are going to be gone. I mean,
they can't have any more hurricanes this year. They're out of names. So, I mean.
Right. They ran out of names. No hurricanes.
Well, you guys, you got the brews, so do they make like a hot brew? You guys can sit by the campfire with your.
That don't even sound good, right? Wouldn't you rather just put a jacket on and drink a cold one?
That's terrible.
More hot scotchies.
No hot scotchies. No.
No hot scotchies. No, thank you.
More hot scotchies, man.
So before we bounce on here, just a shameless plug for all of you guys that were anxiously awaiting some Baggers and Brews gear. We now have the Baggers and Brews gear up and running in there's one of our shirts. Turn around, George. Turn around.
IPA.
Turn around. There you go.
On the back.
Lean down. No, stand up. No,
Stand up, bend over.
Just on the hips, brother. Just on the hips.
So our merchandise is on Store Frontier. Store Frontier. If you go on there, and if you just in the search put Baggers and Brews, or is it storefrontier.com/Baggers and Brews gear? You can find it that way too, or through the links on our videos. But for those of you guys that said you wanted our shirts and been crying about it, we got them now. So we can tell if you bought them or not. So
they're making a list and checking it twice.
We are. So that's my shameless plug.
Good to see.
Absolutely. And that's just it. So I say this every time. Supporting bikers, there's so many ways that we can do that. Whether it's liking their channel, liking their Facebook page, liking their posts, buying a t-shirt, buying a bandana. You know what I mean? Every little thing helps. Christmas is on the way. So, I'm going to do a big push out there for everybody to, find another biker to buy something from for Christmas. Yeah. Whether that's a gift card, whatever it is, there are 1,000 ways we can support each other.
Yeah.
Right? Is there a gift card out for that?
$1,000 worth of Baggers and Brews gear.
But, that's just it, guys. Be creative and find out what you can do to support someone else. Going to Walmart and buying a t-shirt, or going to, to the Baggers and Brews and buying a t-shirt, right? So there's 100,000 ways we can support each other. We just have to be a little creative and look for those avenues.
Yep.
That's great. That's a great way to think about it. That's awesome.
Support local. That's the point of our whole channel. Support these local breweries, and these guys are building their own American dream instead of, buying your Budweiser and your Bud Light and your Mike's Hard Lemonade and Sprite,
Right? Well, so her one drink a year has now been done.
Don't be afraid to go to a brewery and try beer. It's not all bitter IPAs anymore. I mean, it's a whole culture, and it's
we need you here to run around with us and do that.
Yeah.
Yes, we need to move there, George.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what?
That'd be a great video.
If you would move here, he would probably do a daily vlog.
Yeah.
George.
I'm helping you out.
No, I will call U-Haul tomorrow.
I do daily vlogs. I'm going to be living in Bert's basement, listening to the Piney Princess
I
basement.
have room. Let's go.
Oh, that's good stuff.
Move to Florida, you're going to need a guest house. They don't do basements here.
Oh yeah.
True.
So
He can
All
swim.
right, guys.
awesome, guys.
Thank you so much for
Thank you.
hanging out with us, talking to everybody. We had a great time. Can't wait till we can actually meet up and
Yeah.
just hang.
Yes.
We'll have a great
Shake your
time for
hand.
sure. That's right. But guys, thanks so much. Everybody that is still on here, make sure you go check out the Baggers and Brews. Not only do they have a YouTube channel, but they have gear. So get your gear. Every
They're on
little bit
Facebook.
helps. They're on Facebook. They're on
Instagram.
Instagram. They're on YouTube.
Yes,
But go out and show your support to all the great bikers out there.
absolutely. Thank you, guys.
Yeah,
Thank you so
absolutely.
much
Keep
for
in
having-
touch by everybody else out there watching.
Have a great night.
Have a good night.
evening.
See you guys.
Good night.
Bye.